Hello, Sir RocksAlot, and it's the end of the week. Well, at least for me, it's the end of the week, so thank goodness for that, and welcome in. We are going to do a few different things today, actually. I got some turquoises to do, a little bit of number 8, some Chilean, got some number 8 white, the eggshell, number 8 blue. Hello. Hi. You don't look very happy, buddy. A quick hello. Hi, Toby. How you doing, buddy? Oh, look, he got a haircut. You can see his eyes. Hi. He does have eyes. Good boy.
Like, I know what's in the hand.
Now, let's see if I can get you back in the tripod here. It's almost in the tripod. Yeah, everybody's out playing. I am out here playing. Oh, shoot. Let's not do that yet. There we go. Toby's on a walk. Sorry for all that. There we go. That's better. Joined and you saw that, I apologize. But yeah, we got some Chilean. I've got the crazy lace that I have to finish up putting in here. Everybody's coming out today. So still a little work to go on this one, but not much. So just a little bit down here maybe, and maybe a little bit more at quartz, and it should go down. But he also is going to file out some of the inside, so I'm pretty much there actually. And hi there, welcome in. And yeah, channel's doing fantastic. I might actually cut him an extra one, so then he can choose which one he likes. So we got those, and then this is a nice little piece of fox turquoise. Hey John, how you doing today? Tim, welcome in. Well, shame to you too. Hi there, everybody. So yeah, nice pure colored fox, little nugget, and let's see if I can cut some little cabs up out of that without losing them. Let's put everything over here that we're going to do so I don't lose it. That can go. I have some number 8 that I cut yesterday, and this was from Harvey Dave's collection. So that is dry, and I just did a quick cut down the middle, and I think we'll try and cab it here. It's really neat stuff. So it's got like the bluer pocket at the top. Let's go in a little bit. It's got that nice blue at the top, and maybe we'll try and make something out of that. Maybe take something in like this. So we shall see. Chilean with a little extra nugget, so obviously stabilized. She looks like a little bug. Alright, got a bug. As you can hear, Toby is getting trained. So, and this is some Stichtite. Stichtite. Pretty soft from what I understand. This one actually has some really good flash to it. And looks like we got the neighbors out. We got Freckle Cat doing training. Toby's out there. I think we're going to start with this. I haven't cut this before. I do have a couple of cabs of it. So we do the little one or the big one. got some chatoyance to it. Same piece. I just cut it off yesterday. Where is it? Somewhere in here. Yeah, right there. So I just cut across there. Alright, let's get this going. We've got plenty of noises going on, so we might as well get the other noise going on with the machine. Sounds like a full-on playground, which is good. Working on a Diamond Pacific Genie. And let me just come up here. Hope everybody had a great week. It's been a fantastic week for me. Channel's doing great. I seem to be hitting subscribers during the week as well as during the lives, which is wonderful. If you are new to the channel, go ahead, subscribe, and hit that little thumbs up there. It really does help. It doesn't cost any money. And yeah, it just makes the channel grow a little bit more. I don't really make any. I am monetized, but we don't make money off of lives. It's more about content, videos, and shorts. So I put those up as well. And if you'd like to go see those, you just have to go over to my channel and see those. So let's have a look. Yeah, I think we're going to start. Well, I got to finish off this ring. So let me finish off the ring. And we might change up here a little bit. So I have to get a little bit more off of it. You can see it's going to fit in there. I do need to bring it, I think, I want it thicker in the middle. So to get it thicker in the middle, I actually have to take a little bit off this point to drop it down rather than taking off the top and dropping it down. We will have to take some of it off the top, but shouldn't take very long. Let's give it a go. Here's some noise. I hope everybody can see. It was a little bit of a rough one last week. I'm just going to bring this around a little bit. Pretty hard stuff. And we've mostly done to the 280 wheel right here already. But yeah, it's a nice piece of crazy lace, and actually these both came from the same stone. So I may cut another one in the same shape. Give them a choice. It's all about choices. It's actually taking a little bit off. Gotta be careful I don't take too much off. I'm going to go down and test it already. Okay, so we're pretty good on the width right there. I'm going to take a little bit off this top. You can see how it's almost ready to drop in there. And then he can fiddle by taking some of this silver out to get it to sit in perfectly. And I did open these up just a tiny bit so that he has something to fold and hold. I am customizing it. So this came from the local jeweler. He is probably late 70s, I think. He's pretty much ready to, or his family are pretty much ready to tell him to quit. They've been telling him to quit for a long time, but he has a long-term relationship with a lot of the local people, and they've been coming to him for 40 years. And it's hard to give up and go work out of the shed in the back garden. So, hey, Stephen, how you doing today? Hey, Stephen, I thought about you. I don't know if you know Betty Rock Betty, but she put out a pretty good resin video. So if you don't know Betty Rock Betty, go over to her channel and say hi, or at least make a comment. She did a big resin. It's like a platter or tray, and I haven't finished watching it, but it looked pretty interesting. When Betty goes in, she goes all in. So, all right. So now I just have to take a little bit off of this. Yeah, I'm customizing it to that. it's not my favorite setting. He likes to do some brutalist looking stuff. This is just the basic setting that he made, and then he will go in after I give him the stone, clean it all up, tuck the stone in here, fold it over a little bit, bring in the prongs here and tighten it up. Did you? Well, congratulations on that. I have mine coming up soon. For me, it's one less year of retirement. I'm not retired, so I work during the week. In fact, we had a really long week this week. I had a lot of deliveries and semi-trucks with, I don't know if you guys know what a big belly is, but look up what a big belly is. So I had about 150 of those to unload. It is trash can. Trash cans with a brain. I'm just trying to bring this in a little bit. I do have to remember that quartz is much softer than the rest of the agate too. Hey Christy, how you doing? Christy, it's just asking you real quick. It's Betty Rock Betty. I think you know her. I did watch your short the other day. If you don't know Christy, that's Lady Sue Loop. She's a fantastic reseller out in Arizona. And I don't know, Christy, did you go to oh, well, okay, sorry. I don't want to give it away completely, right? But, did you go to Tucson, Christy, just to do a quick visit, or is it too crazy and too many people? Not everybody likes big shows. All right, let's have a look at this. Okay, it's really, really close. So if I tuck that in, it's getting really, really close. I don't know if I want it to drop or not. I guess I could get it to drop. Let's see if I can get it to drop. So, let's just do this. I don't want to press too hard on here because of that quartz. No, I'm not. I just did it. It's a custom cut for the local jeweler. He has me do stuff, but he does lots of little projects himself still. He loves sand casting, and he's been doing it for 40 years. He wouldn't. It depends on your taste. Not my favorite, but he does some pretty amazing work. He likes to take megalodon teeth or toofuses and make them into giant bejeweled pendants. He's done some pretty neat pieces. Right now he's working on, I don't know what kind of shell it is, but like it's almost like a conch, but it's much spikier than a conch shell. And it's just about, I don't know, 3 or 4 inches, but he's sand cast around it into a pendant, and now he's like inlaying different types of precious stones. I'll see if I can get a picture of it next time I'm in there. But being that he's been in the business his family had been in the business for like 80, 100 years, I think. They came down from New York. In fact, I keep trying to, he's pretty close to agreeing with his family to retire. And And he has a lot of jewelry that is either his or it's on consignment. And I keep trying to tell him to sell it on YouTube, to tell you the truth, and just do an auction. It might be a better, although it's a lot more work, he could close out all the people that he has consignments with without hearing about it later. And I think he'd get more money that way. But he might end up selling the place too, so I don't know. If anybody wants to invest a couple of $100,000 into me, I'll go open up the store and retire from my workshop. But you know what? He offered it to me, and I thought about it, but it would, yeah, I could think so. Not taking much off, so I can tuck that in. It's already tuckable. And these are so thick that he's going to be able to cut down in these a little bit, and this will drop some more. It's actually almost there. So I'm going to have to push it over a little bit. A little bit. I don't want to round off this too much, and I don't want to lose my width, because my width is right on, and the length in the bottom's pretty much there. I could push it. So yeah. So with him taking out, he's probably not going to take any from the two ends. So I need the length to be pretty good, but this one he can pull out, that one he can pull out. My girdle on there, he should be able to just cut into this big, this is probably 6 gauge round wire maybe 8, but probably 6, pretty thick. Now I gotta get it out again. There you go. So yeah, little by little, I got to be patient on it too, and I'm really taking off less than a millimeter at the top here. And I keep talking about the quartz, but if I press too hard and try to take it all out at once, I'll undercut right here, because this quartz is, even though quartz is hard, it cuts a little softer than these fortifications in the agate. Well, no, I did not. He's sort of in a mall. I think he owns the building that he has. But otherwise, he's really just selling his name, his business, his customers. Now, as far as land, they do have, where is it? I think it's, I forget where it is, but there's a place up north, I'm gonna say Iowa, that has a lot of agates. Not agates, sorry, garnets. Big garnets, like this big. I think it's Iowa. It might be Idaho. Maybe it's Idaho. But if you look up, if you look up garnets with both those states, one of them will come up with the garnets. And he has he has hundreds of acres up there that his family have had for, I don't know, a long, long time. A little bit more. Alright, let's do another test. We'll be done with this one pretty soon. Really close. So I'm almost to the point that he can work that. I'm going to do a little bit around the whole stone and call it quits, because I don't want to go too small. And then this one is actually ready to go to the next 3 wheels. And then I'll get a good polish on it too. Make sure my girdle is even all the way around. And I didn't want to go fix this or do the final fitting on that middle wheel right there. It'll take too much off. We did. Hey, that Opal guy, how you doing today? Nice to see you in. We do. Everybody's doing that and waiting on invoices, I think. So I'm going to leave that like that. I'm very happy with that. Tiny tucks in there. And then when he's done with this, I'll show it to you guys. I'll take some pictures. So yeah, if he needs me to take off more, I will. Let me do that just a little bit more. Oops. You hear the difference from my edges too, so this is taking off more. When I get to the middle, it's a lot more worn. I'm just using that to take off a little extra, and I should do it. Round up that edge there a little bit. Watch out for the quartz. Actually, I need to take off this sharp edge a little bit too, just so it doesn't splinter out. I think I can actually do that one on. I'll do that one on here. It'll just stop it from chipping, especially when he tries to force it into that setting. Pretty good. Yeah, how's everybody doing? I hope you're doing well. I had a good week. Good long week, but a good week. You did? Were they both from Dave or one from Sam? And I did not get any today, but I imagine I'm a little bit further away than you are. But then I got a few sales coming. I think I got Sam and Dave to come out. And I know he's probably finishing up still. Alright, let's see. Once I get it really close, I'm quitting. And yeah, that's pretty close. Get that. That's pretty close. And I still managed to keep the little eyes in there. So he can bend this a little bit more. Not quite as thick as the, let me do a little bit more. This is when I get worried, because I go back to do a little bit more and screw up what I've already done. A little bit more will come up on the next 3 wheels. Thanks for sticking around on this one. Yeah, he can play with this pretty much. It's in at the top. Like John said, take a little bit off the bottom edge and sides, and that'll save the top a little bit. Right. Alright, I gotta quit messing with it. That's it, quit messing. Yeah. Okay, he's gonna be able to put that in. So very happy with that. Let's move on to something else. Hi everybody, I didn't know so many people are in. Welcome in. Uh-oh. Thank you, John. Yeah, I hope he likes it. Now I gotta put it away where I'm not gonna lose it. My stones I don't mind so much, but when I'm cutting for other people, I misplace things. Although I haven't left anything yet. Alright, let's have a look at this Stichtite. So this was from Dave, or one of Dave's sales. I think it was, might have actually been Tim. So, as a practice, this one's a little bit rougher, and I think maybe we try that first. And it's got the chatoyance in there too, so let's try that one first. I actually like this side better, but it's already undercut, so I got to get rid of all that, and we'll see what kind of shape I come up with. Take a quick picture. I think I was reading up about it. Let's see. So Stichtite. I think that's how you say it. That's how I say it. Let's have a look. So yeah, Stichtite. I'm saying cuck with a CH, but it's Stichtite. It's a mineral, a carbonate of chromium and magnesium. I could do the formula for it. Its color ranges from pink through lilac to a rich purple color. It's formed as an alteration product of chromite containing serpentine. It occurs in association with barbarite, chronite, and pigorite. But yeah, that's pretty much what we have right there. Let's see what we can do. Not very hard. Okay, so not very hard. This one's done. So I was thinking about putting these into tubes and selling it as like a mineral mask with energy. Oh man, how you doing? So let's see. I don't know if this is going to hold together right here. We'll see. Oh, I said that, and then look, ready? Something broke. I felt it. Where'd it go? There it is. So that just chipped out. So that chipping out, I don't know if it's going to hold together right here. Let's see. And I have some tabs of this that oh wow, look at that. So that piece that came out of there just chomped right out the back as well. Look at that. So, oh, look at that. So once we got this wet, all those fractures just went. So it's soft for sure. I might have to stabilize it. Let's put this somewhere. Go over there. I'm gonna try this piece. It wasn't very expensive, so but I'm gonna try this piece. It doesn't seem to have the fractures that the other one did, which is why I cut it the way that I did. And we'll see how stable this is. It is very soft. And it seems to have got softer as it got wet. So, Let's see if where I cut it was the correct cut. Well, that sludge looks a little bit nicer. And I cut it to keep this as the front, so not going to press too hard. So I'm wondering if it may need backing, I don't know. So far it's doing okay. Hope everybody's ready for Valentine's. And if you don't have a Valentine, I'll be your Valentine on Sunday. Come visit me on Sunday. I'll be live on Sunday, probably about 2 o'clock. Hey, Co, how you doing? Welcome in. You see that? Got some really nice designs. Let's see if we can hold this one together. Still got a little bit to come out here. Okay, so that's gone. Well, not quite, but almost. I'm going to round that corner anyway. And I'm going to round this corner. Alright, let's try rounding that corner up. So I should be getting my first YouTube check in the mail, I guess next month, beginning of next month. Maybe the end of next month. So that goal has been accomplished. It's only like $100. You got to make like 180 to make 100. But it's 100 more than I was getting when I was just cutting and I wasn't monetized. And I really appreciate all the people that gave super chats and rubies and gems and stuff. It all really helps. And it helps me sort of be able to buy more new material. Well, I'm going to be good on material. Now I need to start saving up for one. Let me cover her ears. So one, to get a new machine. And also, I'm going to be looking for like a 10-inch saw. That's my plan, like a proper 10-inch saw where I'm not going to lose my fingers on a tile saw. Alright, so just rounding this bottom. And I think we are done on this wheel. So this stuff is pretty soft. From the military for me, or maybe that's YouTube up in their helicopter, making sure I gave them all the correct information. So I could do this double-sided, John. My only issue with doing that is because it's so soft, I actually may end up having to back one side. So for right now, I'm going to keep this as the back. And this will be the front. And out of that whole slab, that $14 slab, I'm going to get one stone. No biggie. I did not have any great finds this week as far as my antiquing and thrifting, and that's okay too. So right now I'm just starting to do the 45 on the edge. I'm going to bring that down quite a bit, but I want to keep this as thick as I can, just for the stability. Yeah, maybe. Although this is a genie. She gave birth to a pixie, but this is a genie. This is an original as well. This was pre-2000 genie. She's had a few maintenance things done. I know the, what do they call it? Oh, the capacitor inside has been changed at least once in those years, but it does get pretty hot. And yeah, the motor gets pretty hot. I think it's just because it's old at this point. So I make lemons out of lemonade or lemonade out of lemons, and I use the heat when I need to drop a stone. I put it on top of the motor for a few minutes to dry it out. Probably not good for the stone, but it's looking good. Starting to get an angle. I don't want to bring it down too much, but I want enough that I'm going to get some sort of dome out of it. And to be honest, because it's so soft, I might want to just move on to this next wheel, because the metal itself is pretty brutal on a stone, on a soft stone anyway. So this is about as soft as the phosphosphiderite, the other purple goodie. And we've cut a few of those. So yeah, anybody else that's bought the material, just be wary. So that's what I'm here for. I'm here to test new materials for you guys, show you that they cut well, or they're too soft, or they need backing, or they need a restabilization. That's what it's all about. And I don't mind being the guinea pig. I kind of enjoy being the guinea pig, to tell you the truth. Yeah. That's good to know, Joe. I actually have behind me 2 sets of new bearings, which I should probably put on before the motor goes, because I haven't put it on. So I'm hoping to get to the point where I can afford a new one, which, you know, they keep going up every day, and then I can work on this one. I'm going to do about 30 on here, and I did not listen to myself. I just told myself to move on to the next wheel, so I need to do that before it gets too late. Hi everybody, welcome in. Happy Thursday. We got Valentine's coming up, so I hope you have somebody special, or I hope you have several people special. You know, whatever floats your boat. And if you don't, come and visit on Sunday. I'll be on here live, and I'd love to have you join me. So far looking okay. We made it through 2 wheels without it busting. I'm just going to go until the girdle's good. I wish you guys could see me. I have the phone right now. I should probably back it up and go in with the focus. really don't have much between the phone up here and what I'm looking at to see, which I think kind of helps me in the long run, because I'm starting to be able to do it by feel. Without having to look too directly at the stone. So I can feel it. I know where I'm at on the wheel. And I guess that just comes with time and practice. I'm not 100% on being able to look through the screen and only the screen and cut. So it's sort of a mixture of both. Really? You still get your discount, John? Because Mr. Aaron Small was kind enough to send me some of his older parts for the Genie. Some of the main aluminum bracket underneath here. I already have the I already have the bearings, so really I just need a two-sided bowl door, and then I have another bowl door that I have semi-set up for polishing, and I got that from a dentist, or actually a dentist who had passed away, and it was at his estate. And I think it might be one of the best deals I ever got. I got it for like, I think it was like $40 maybe? I'll have to look it up, but yeah, I got a Bulldog motor, double-sided motor for around 50. I don't think it was any more than 50. Maybe it was 60, but it's no more than 60. So, John, did you used to sell to Mr. Dupuy? Oh, William, you got zapped. Oh, no, you didn't get zapped. Welcome in, William. You just retracted. Is the run cap the bigger? Which one's the bigger one? I know there's the one I've seen is about maybe 1.5 inches and about 2.5 inches, maybe. My question was, did you used to distribute to Mr. Dupuy over at Diamond Pacific? Or was that not your region? The other thing was that what's the difference in the size of the capacitors? You said there's a start cap and a run capacitor. And I know when I first got this machine, the gentleman I bought it off had just replaced one of the capacitors. Now whether he did it correctly or not, I don't know. I've never even opened it up. I'm good at taking things apart. I'm not so good at putting them back together again. My girdle came down lower on this side than this side. Gotta even that up. It's still a little bit higher on this back end, so going much, much softer with this now. Do the back a little bit. Okay. See, I don't know if he put a capacitor from Boulder in there, or if he rigged it with a different capacitor, or he bought it from a different distributor like Kingsley North or somebody like that may have been selling a capacitor that went to the machine but didn't comply exactly to its specifications. Well, I'm starting to sound like a salesman. And that bottom edge that wouldn't chip out. Looking pretty good. Look at the chatoyance in that. So where I cut was correct. That first one fell to pieces. So if you have pieces that have fractures in it, my suggestion would be to either back it with some Defcon or JB Weld or whatever it happens to be. If it has some natural fractures, they will come apart, especially when wet. I can get a few little stones out of this one still. But yeah, what a great practice. I hope everybody that has purchased some of this material has learned a little bit from it. I wonder if you stabilized it, whether it would change color or not. It might. And I don't know if you stabilized it, whether it would take some of that chatoyance away. Not something I've done before. I mean, I've done stabilization. I just haven't done it with many chatoyant stones like that. That's really nice. Pretty happy with that. Let's get a quick pick of that. Okay. I should send you I should send you all the other motors that I bought at estate sales. I see a motor at an estate sale and it's under $50. I end up buying it. Can't help myself. I know they're really expensive sometimes, so. Alright, oh shoot, that was close. Let's try the number 8. So, this actually was number 8. Doesn't necessarily look like number 8 because it's so full of the blue from side to side. You can kind of see a little bit of webbing in there. This is number 8, but this was like the eggshell stuff. This was so soft. I had it, I did have it on a dop stick that fell off already. And then, so we're going to do, well, let's try the little fox pieces. I'm going to go, I think we only have to go to the middle one. So this was a little piece of fox. I know some of you also bought some of the fox material. This was natural fox. I don't believe it's stabilized. Just a little nugget. I cut it in half. It's got a beautiful, like, true turquoise color to it. I don't put any filters on here. This is exactly what you see. Hey, Just a Guy, welcome in. Thank you, Steven. Alright, let me back you up a little so I can see. Get in a little bit like that. I need to see here. How are we going to do this? Alright, so let's do... I'm going to get my pictures together so that when I put shorts together, they come together and they're actually going from the start to the end. Alright, let's see how hard this is. Just going to start on the top. Alright. So, not bad for hardness. Okay, not bad. So with natural, you can, and I mean fully natural, you're never quite sure if you're going to end up with like a chalky piece that needs stabilizing. You don't know, and then when you stabilize it, it does change the color just a slight bit, depending on the stabilization procedure. If people say they have natural, and all of their material's natural, I'd be a little suspect. Only about 5% of turquoise is fully natural. Hey Garrett, how you doing today? It's got like a polychrome to it almost. Just go around the edge and bring in all the nuggety goodness. It's going to make it disappear, but alright, this is pretty hard. And there's zero smell to it. So most epoxies and stabilizations you can smell. This just smells, I forget the right word for it. There's a good smell to it. It's a phosphate smell, but not like a falling smell. Really just getting in all the little edges to find out where my girdle's gonna be. I know my wife would laugh at that, but So I heard Dave mentioning that, John, the other day. Now, is Zachary just because it's a cleaner epoxy? I'm not very well read up on my stabilizations. I mean, I know cactus juice, and I know some people have been using 2-part epoxy and doing it in like mason jars, and I do have a vacuum. So but exactly what the Zachary is, I thought it was a person. I assume it was a person that originally did it. So he must have some secret formula that nobody knows. And I might have a little luck at it myself. Oh, this is really nice, the poly. It's not like a full polychrome, but that color changes across the stone surface. And it's just in a shade. It's not in, it's not like from fully green to a blue. It does have a slight change in color across the top. It's pretty nice. Alright. So yeah, my dad was polyurethane, inventor of polyurethanes, not just a user, or he had a PhD in physics and chemistry, so pretty smart guy, way smarter than me. And yeah, he's doing epoxies and polyurethane resins, polyurethane foams, ester strands or polyester strands, polystyrene, all that back in the 50s. I'm just semi-doming this while we're talking. I'm not going to have a huge height to it. Right. And I need to get the saw mark off the back here too. Now, do they sell the resin, or can you only send it in? Like, can it be reverse engineered? Alright. Not that I'm going to go into some mass manufacturing of stabilization. Just fun to know different techniques. See if I I can get a semi-good shape without taking off my nails. Very nice piece. I'm going to come in just a little bit here. I could put this on a dot stick actually. Slowly turning it around. And I opened up another little, just one little cavernous hole I gotta get rid of. That doesn't look very good. So this end is giving me a little problems. Not problems, things that need to be sorted out. Nothing I can't work with. It's almost like working with a small opal. And it requires a little patience. Alright, that's good. And then that top one will come out as I go around the top of the girdle. So I have some more of these the fox material. So this is cutting pretty nicely. They're not big pieces. Most of the fox material that was being sold were not the biggest of nuggets that you've ever seen in the world. But not all pieces of turquoise need to be huge either. I like them pendant sized, but you know, this is more than enough for a good ring size. And then put embellishments around in silver and it'll look really good. Let's go over to this next one. Hi everybody, welcome in. Hope you're all ready for the weekend. If you didn't remember, it's Valentine's weekend, so if you need to leave the live to go get something for your loved one, go ahead. I'd rather you did that than get in trouble. I say that now, I've got to remember not to forget myself tomorrow. Alright, Friday the 13th will turn into not the best 14th. Alright, so there's just that little notch in the bottom, which I'm going to take out all the way around anyway. And I know I wouldn't be able to do this without the support of Miss Frecklecat. Doing a quick draw from the middle of the face to the outside edge. I'm kind of turning the stone as I'm doing it. And I'm not putting too much pressure on it either. Kind of like that little white, a little bit of a web, a little bit of white up the top there. Not white, but lighter colored. Shows that natural part of it. And so there's a question: do people like their turquoise with webbing, or like full-on webbing? Do you like almost pure color? Almost pure color? I like a little bit of webbing myself. Oh, Steve, what are we gonna do? Maybe you'll chase yourself into the shed. I would be doing the same thing if it wasn't for Freckle Cat. I'm so fortunate and lucky. And on top of all that, she thinks I'm handsome. I try to go see her optician before she goes to get her glasses. So she looks at me a little bit differently. Alright, I'm pretty happy with that one. For the third wheel anyway. So let's get a quick picture on my dusty hand. That's my first piece of pops right there. Let's try this number 8. So this number 8, this number 8, and this number 8 all came together. And obviously all a little bit different, but all from the same mine. So we've cut one of these before. We might do that today. And then been working on the eggshell one for a while. So I'm going to put that on the motor, see if it'll dry out. And I think we'll try this one. I don't know how this is going to go. So Freckle Cat said she saw a lady in here. Where's the lady? I see a lady's dress with so there's a lady's dress, and then I guess a lady without the dress. I'm not sure. Let's do this and that and this. All right. Not even sure which side we're going to do. Let's get a little bit closer. Welcome in, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. If you could hit that thumbs up, it really helps. If you don't, it's okay. And then if you kind of like what you see and you want to see some more during the week, I put up shorts during the week and then go live on Thursdays and Sundays. So I'm going to start moving my lives on Thursdays to 5 o'clock. Not that I really want to, but it's more to do with work and my schedule at work, and I want to have enough time to get set up well for you guys before I go on. And then I'm going to stick to my Sunday at 2 o'clock. So Sunday at 2, Thursday at 6. It also makes it easier when I'm trying to type it in than trying to type 5:30 and 2:30 or 1:30. I hope that doesn't mess with anybody too much. I know we have a few people that come in from the UK, and that does put them back to about 11 o'clock, but most of the people that I know that come in from the UK are up pretty late. I don't know what it is, but they stay up pretty late. Yeah, so it's an odd shape. I'm not sure where to go. I think we're going there. So I'm going to take some of this matrix off right here. That's what we're going to do. So it may look like I'm taking off a lot of stone, but it's really just the darker matrix or host stone. I'm hoping that gives me a little more of a pleasing shape. I don't always get it right. I try to, but we'll see. Kind of, I don't know. I see the lady's dress. I'm not sure what I should do. I'm going to bring it in a little bit more right there. So this has been stabilized. If this was not stabilized, I imagine this would be crumbling in my hand pretty much. I'm going to straighten up the edge around. So I'm thinking, well, one, I got to go to England this year, but I also am hoping by this time next year, maybe we'll be able to come out west and maybe at least go to the show one time. I don't know if we'll maybe try to get a courtside instead of the Tucson show, but I really want to get out there. Not just for the rocks, I want to get out there for the landscape and the history and yeah. There's a few people I'd like to see on that trip. Oh, let's go down a little bit here. Okay. Yep, new puppy's doing really good. How long have we had him? 3 weeks, 4 weeks? We're going on a month of, well. Oh, it's his birthday today. Or his month's birthday today. He is 4 months today, I think. So he's 16 weeks, going into his 17th week. He's finally getting used to me. He spent the first week with Freckle Cat, so he became highly attached to her. He is still highly attached to her, but he is at least not afraid of me anymore. I'm not the smallest guy in the world. I might look pretty small because of my nice, thin, slender hands. I'm pretty tall. And so yeah, Toby's doing really good. Training's doing really well. He's turning more into like, yeah. So it was a dress, and now it looks like the head of a snail. Yeah, but I don't know if it's a market thing where they've just pushed the matrix because it's been harder and harder to get the pure color. I know there's a lot of people that love, Sleeping Beauty and some other stones to be perfect without any inclusions or matrix or dots or spots. It seems even internationally they're starting to change a little bit. And I think some of it is marketing. So. Alright, let's see if I can do that 45 on this edge here without it cracking out. So, a little bit of pressure. Pressure in number 8 scare me a little bit. Because of that matrix, it can be soft sometimes, and any fractures in it will come out, especially when you've got it wet. But this seems to be holding together pretty well. going to get much of a dome out of it. And, you know, talking about other cultures, so in the Middle East, you know, they shape the stone completely different to how we tend to cut stones over here in the United States. They almost, not a girdle, well, I guess it's a girdle, but the girdle is in reverse. And a lot of the Middle Eastern, Persian can be a lot thinner. So they do sometimes use the matrix that it comes in naturally and take it down to a powder form and then put an epoxy in it and then reattach it to the thin sliver of seam. So even though it may be pure and gorgeous on top, the backing may actually be sort of a natural epoxy stabilization backing, if that makes any sense. So the gentleman I got this this machine from, he did a lot of opal. He had a couple of pieces from the Pulitzer opal, the kernel. He had one huge marquee cut opal that actually was cut here, went back to Australia, and then the gentleman I got this machine off purchased it back into the United States. It was a big marquee, sort of green and lemons and golds. It was a really lovely piece. But he used to do, what he would do was take shell pieces, so a lot of the shell pieces are already concave or convex, whichever side you look at it. And it has, and some of the shell pieces can have some absolutely beautiful color, but they don't opalize in the middle. So that pseudomorph is just the shell. So what he would do was take boulder opal, crush the boulder opal down to a powder form, and then mix that with epoxy, and then he would put the epoxy and the boulder opal powder in the back of the shell to use that natural concave shape to actually tab it out. I'll have to see if I got some pieces inside somewhere that I can show you. Alright, so this is coming out pretty nice. I got rid of some of the outside framing as far as the matrix. And it's looking pretty good. I did use that as the top. And the lady's dress, or the alien slug head, is going to be on the back. Alright, I got hey Melinda. Let's see here. Melina Adula, or is it Melina Adula? Welcome in. Maria, welcome in. Hope you enjoy what you're looking at. I need one more thumbs up to get to 50, and then I won't say anything about it again. And really, all it does is push the video out. I don't get paid on the lives. I'm really just here to show you guys and share with you what I'm up to. So any sort of support is really appreciated. And if you want to subscribe, I go live on Thursdays and Sundays. Thursdays at 6 and Sundays at about 2 o'clock. Alright, that's enough on that wheel. Thank you, whoever did that. It's very kind of you. So let's just check my lines here. Straighten that out a little bit. Straighten that out right there. And you need to bring that down a little bit. So bring this down straighter. So I'm keeping you close while I do this, just for a second. Gotta get that right here, the same as over here. I hope you like my raisin fingers. Very soft right there. Let's back it out. Get the back a little bit, just to give it a semi-polish. Take that bottom little edge off, that sharp edge, and take that off so it doesn't chip out. Just like that. That's looking nice. Just a quick draw from the middle of the face to the outside. Right now I'm just drawing it and rolling it, and then I'm going to come from this side, draw it out a little bit. I'm really not pressing very hard at all. Same thing on these corners, pulling from the middle of the face and then rolling it a little bit. Trying not to go down to the girdle. And then I can do the same right here. This one's a little of a bigger angle. Should do it. So very happy with that. Uh-oh. I'm late for Toby's playtime. Yeah, so I've been on playing with Toby pretty much the same time every night. And that's just so we build our relationship. These are the three so far. Pretty good. I'll be in about, I don't know, 50 minutes. So, if you missed it, this is the, let's go down. This is the Stichtite. Pretty soft, we found out. It's got some really nice chatoyance to it. We're going to go through the next three with that. This is the number 8. And this was the box. So I think what we're going to do now is a piece of the Chilean. And then we also did the ring stone as well. But I put that away so I don't lose it. So there we go. So 3 pretty good ones. I think we'll save that number 8 right there, and we'll do the piece of Chilean. The Chilean's been coming out really nice. It is stabilized. This one's got, it looks like a little frog or something on it. But you can tell it's stabilized because that little frog is stuck. Like stuck. I really don't want to make him disappear. Let's see. I don't think I can get him off either. Kind of like him. So, let's see. There it is. All right, I saved him. So that's my new buddy. I'll put him on top there. Dry out. Okay. So decent thickness. Little thin down here. This looks like this will end up being the back, and that'll be the front. Hi everybody, welcome in. Just cutting some rocks and turquoise. We did a piece of Stichtite, and this is how I finish off my work week. Actually, this is how I get out of my work week. Wow, everybody disappeared. But that's okay. So I'm going to go all the way around the edge. I'm going to put my mask on for this one. This coffee for a second. and get my mask on. So yeah, welcome in if you're new. Gonna bring a little extra water because the smells and the differences in stabilization is quite large. This one's a little more powerful. And when I say powerful, I mean stringent. So yeah, we have stones from all around the world today. A lot from the Americas today, actually. Okay, let's see. Semi-shape. Color's really nice. Gonna have a little bit of webbing going from this side. I'm going to bring that in a little bit more. There's a little inclusion that fits in that side. Well, that's gone. Okay, so let's see which way we're going. I think we're going to open this back up first. Flatten it out. Really lovely blue. This side has some beautiful color. Just trying to flatten it out. Wow. I almost want to leave it that way. That's really pretty. And that's the back. So that may end up being the front. I really like that a lot. Look at the color. But I've got the angle cut that way right now. So let's see what comes on this side. And I might switch around which side I have as the face. So before I decide, I'm just going to take the skin off this side. If I don't know. Let's keep going here. Alright, so I think we're going to be okay this side too. This side or this side? That's a good question. Wow. I really like this side. I think I like this side better. So I have to reorient it a little. Which is going to give me a little less turquoise itself, so that's okay. I'm going to round it off. So by reorienting it, which means I'm changing the angle of the girdle, I'm going to get a smaller stone, but I like the space that I'm choosing better. Alright, yeah, I like this better. Now I gotta flatten this out so it's even. And watch me like this other side better. I do like it, but not quite as much. Really nice. Could always double-side it. But no, I like this one better. So, okay. Just thinking out loud. You can kind of hear what I'm going through in my brain. I don't want you to hear all of it, so you know. Let's do this. Bringing it down like 45, all the way around the top. Getting a bit thin. Getting a bit thin. Dave's going to have his invoices out tonight or tomorrow morning. Just be patient. It takes a lot of work to do what he's doing. And he does it for us, so. Alright. There we go. So that's just that first wheel, getting it a decent shape. I gotta flatten that out a little bit more. Alright, that's good. I don't want it wobbly. It's a little wobbly up there. I don't know if you can see that. But still a little wobbly. Not almost, but I've got to flatten that out. But we'll do that on the next one so I don't break it. Everybody enjoy the Super Bowl last week? I only watched some of it. I went to a ladies' basketball game instead. I don't know why I had a little more interest in that this year. Okay. So it's pretty cool. But I still like this side better. Where are we? Come on. There you go. So I'm going to continue to bevel out my edges here. Finish off my shape. Not quite there. Get that little sharp corner off. If you're interested in doing lapidary and you've never done it before, I would suggest trying to find your local gem and mineral society. If you're close to a decent sized city, they usually have them. And then that way at least you get a practice on some heavier equipment without having to make major purchases. And maybe you only want to do it, you know, a little bit, and or here and there, and just want to make a few pieces of jewelry yourself. That's definitely the best way to go. And then if you want to get a little bit deeper in it, always keep your eye out. Estate sales, even Craigslist, Facebook. But you get involved with your Gem and Mineral Society, and the people there usually know places to get good deals as well. Sorry, my glasses just fell. And then somewhere in here, yep, still there. Alright, let me start pulling this out. I don't know if that's the right terminology, but that's what I'm going to call it. Pulling it out. Drawing it out, pulling it out. I'm going from the center of the face to the outside edge while turning the stone a little bit at the same time. I'm trying not to lose all that matrix. Although it's starting to go. Still really nice though. Ooh, that looks good. Blending the dome edge to the girdle edge. That's pretty nice. You see there's a little bit of the middle there, it's not quite straight. I've got to get that out. Got to flatten this back. I really should have a flat lap. It would make this so much easier. And I see that happening in my future. Alright, let's go on to this third wheel. Who knows, maybe we'll finish these out. My top girdle edge is not straight. I'm going to have to fix that. A little bit better. Definitely not straight there. A little bit better. Blending it in. Draw it. Sort of rolling it on the wheel and drawing out from the middle of the face. going to make sure I don't go too low, which I went a little bit low. So I went low on that front. Now I got to change that. So now I got to go lower all the way around the outside. As long as I leave at least like a 3mm girdle, it's more than plenty for the silver or gold or whatever it is, copper that you're setting it in. Alright, I think we're going to try and finish these out. 1, 2, 3... So that's 4. We actually did 5 because I did the ring stone as well. But let me get a quick picture of this one. How's everybody doing tonight? Hope you're doing well. Very happy with that. That's the Chilean. Let's see. Let's turn that off. So far, we have 4 and then the little piece of the ring stone that I did. That one at the top's got the chatoyance. That looks really nice. Let's do one of these. No, not quite. Need a little more time, but so I think we're going to go to the next wheel. See how long it takes. Shouldn't take too long. And I kind of need to get the jeweler's stone done as well. Well, it feels like it's dropping. We are dropping temperature out here pretty quick. Oops, you know what I forgot? I forgot to put my apron on too. So I'm kind of soaking wet, but that's okay. All right, let's move over. There you go. Let's move over here. Let's see. Good. That's good. Try not to lose you. Drop you in the water. That should be good. Look the light. All right. So we're over halfway done, because this first 3 wheels are the hard part, and then we do these 3 wheels, which should be pretty quick, and then we'll hit the ZAM station, which is the fun part, because then we get the final polish. I think if I remember correctly, Dave or Don said to do this with tin oxide, so we're just going to take this one to the 3000. The ZAM may, I don't know, it might work with the ZAM, but I'm afraid it's going to get caught up in any of the little inclusions, or going from the matrix to the color. So, all right, thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. In fact, I'm amazed. Still astounds me a little bit that all of you come in to watch and comment and chat and say hi in the shorts that I do during the week and give me a thumbs up and all that stuff. It really amazes me, because I'd be out here anyway, and I'm just so glad you could come and feel like you can spend some of your time with me. All right, let's do these. Hey Happy, welcome in. El Pokey, welcome in. You're out, John. Thank you so much for coming in. And I really appreciate the suggestions you make along the way. I think I missed that little piece up there. Look at that. Appreciate the hearts. Thank you. And here we go. Have a great weekend, John. Maybe you'll pop in on Sunday. Come join us on Sunday. But hope you have a great weekend. I mean, and I hope you have a good Valentine's as well. If you don't, go chase Steve around. Actually, Steve's not that far from you. So just taking off. This is soft enough. Just taking off that little edge that we just did. Yeah, I moved it. I'm just gonna finish these ones out, or at least this one. So if I remember correctly, it was suggested to use a tin oxide on a leather. I do have the tin oxide, I do have the leather, I just don't have it set up. And then for some reason, the light doesn't do as well over here. But that should be good. So yeah, Steve, Steven that was on there earlier in the chat that was saying he was going to chase himself around for Halloween. I mean for Valentine's. Probably for Halloween too. But he's in Michigan too, I think. Pretty curious. I've seen him with the balaclava and the shed stuff going on. So this is going to be pretty quick because this is pretty soft. I'm not pressing hard. Really, that just rounded out all the facets that quick. This is a 600 grit that I'm working on. So really it's just a matter of going over the surfaces that we've already hit. And hopefully it'll give it some sort of polish by the time I get to the 3000. And then I'm going to have to figure out what the best polish for this for me is going to be. I did not know it was going to drop in temperature today, but it's dropping on my back. I can feel it. And then who are my shout outs? Shout outs to Lapidary Dave, of course, but Rock Betty Rock, Christy from Ladies Who Loop, Tanya from My Jewelry Addiction, Doug from Raven's Chest, Jason Adams from Bully Run Coffee, one of my super favorites, Miss Wendy Walker from Wolf Walker Collectibles. She's been doing it down in Tucson this week, picking up a lot of native jewelry to sell to us. There's Kirsten over at Kirsten Red Resale. There's Jody's Jewels. Jody's fabulous. Super nice. Just super kind. We have Leonore down in Miami. And then later on tonight we'll have Robert cutting down from the Golden Valley of Florida, and he'll be doing some opal on global prospecting. And he's also always got some interesting material to share with us. Alright, so that was that quick on that one. Let's get this. Let's see something. We gotta do something here. Let's do that. There we go. So this is the 1200, and we're just hitting those surfaces real quick. I could probably do a drive check. Well, I should do a drive check, not probably. Wow, the coins is coming out fantastic. So the Stichtite that I've had in the past is just sort of the lightning form, where it's mostly matrix and little bits of purple striking through the stone. almost like some of the boulder opal. But this is full color right here. Look at that. See? Really nice. Alright, let's do a quick dry. Just in case I've got some giant scratch. But it's actually starting to polish up. Ooh, that's close. So actually, I didn't see that the lightning strikes are coming out through the matrix. That's really nice. Sorry, that's a bit close. So John, that makes you a hurricane fan? I'm just joking. Sorry to be so rude. You did put U of M, so I didn't know. I'm gonna get myself in trouble. Alright, there we go, that's pretty good. Uh-oh. We got water on here, I'm gonna end up losing. Sorry about that. See, I'm making funny jokes, I'm gonna jinx myself. Yeah, it's actually finishing up much nicer than I thought. So this is a 3000, and this should put a really good pre-polish. It says polish up there, but without putting any sort of wax or cerium oxide on this, 3000 is going to be the highest I go to. I got to reach out to Dawn over at Diamond Pacific and get one of those quick attachables that I can put my 8,000, 14,000, and 50,000 on. Ooh, this is nice. Really nice. Let's go around the girdle real quick. We're almost done with this one. So as long as I've done what I'm meant to be doing on the first 3 wheels, these last 3 wheels shouldn't take too long. Of course, it depends on the type of material. Get the back a little. Give it a quick hit. Yeah, John, you've said that before, actually. I don't want to ask too much on YouTube about what you do in North Carolina. I assume maybe family. I have family in-laws, or no brother-in-laws up in, or nephew-in-laws in the Carolinas too. Not up in the mountains, they're just off the mountains. Alright, let's have a look at this one. I think this is going to look pretty good. Dry it. This is dry. Wow. Okay. Wow. I'm actually impressed. Let's get a little bit closer. So, I'm going to take a quick picture. Look at the polish on there. You can actually see the light on both lights, but the light right in the middle is coming from the phone. Look at the chatoyance in there. Wow, this finished up much, much nicer than I thought it was going to. Much, much nicer. Do a quick, super close. Here we go. Get that dry. I should just finish on that. I'm not going to, but look at that. Very happy with that. I've still got a few little bevels right there. You see that? Man, I shouldn't show you up too close. Shows off all my mistakes. But that's what it's for. So I had to do a lot with, obviously not as much as North Carolina, but I had to get rid of, I don't know how many tons of debris, John. We're about 28,000 households here, and for the Helena and Milton, I was in charge of the debris removal, which was not easy. So we had the two hurricanes come together, and then one south and one north, and then of course we're under contract with certain storm-related contractors, and then they started changing hourly prices from the governor up in the state capital, and certain towns and counties were paying more than others, so then your contractors weren't going to be right when they needed to. We held them to our contract, and we did pretty well, but the counties took a long time, and we didn't have, nearly what North Carolina and South Florida have. Look at that. Sorry, I keep showing that. That's a dazzler right there. So let's go over to here's a little piece of fox. Oh. So 1:54 minutes coming up. You might see a quick flash. I don't know why it restarts YouTube at 1:54, but it's been my experience that it does. Let's see if it does it on my end. I don't know if you guys see it on your end or not. Stichtite. So Stichtite. Pretty soft stuff, but beautiful color. About as soft as the phosphosphiderite. I don't know if you remember seeing the phosphosphiderite, also sort of a lavender purpley. I have some rough around the corner here. Yeah, I'll get it. Hold it 1 second. So these are very similar materials. As far as the hardness, this is the phosphosphiderite. Pretty soft stuff too. Cuts really well, but really pretty. Even with this, the golden matrix, or the golden matrix, and then the Stichtite. Both about a 3, I would say, on the Mohs scale. So you got to do it pretty soft. Actually, let's do a little quick pick on. Oh, I'm gonna lose it. Do a quick pick on that one. Yeah, it was bad, John. I know it was bad. I had some friends, old friends, that her parents left here to get safe and went up to their place in North Carolina and ended up having to get helicoptered out. Yeah, not a good experience for anybody. Now, oh, it's still got it. Okay, I thought I lost it. Let's keep going on this one. Steven, you're sidetracking me. That's okay. I like to be able to show different stuff. So what's funny is this little stone is harder than that big stone. I don't know why that seems like an odd thing, especially when, you know, diamonds are smaller than this. But for some reason, in my brain, this little stone I was thinking was hard. I mean, was softer than that big stone, but that's really not the case. And this is the one that's going to be taking my nail off. Really nice stuff there. So this one was the Fox turquoise. Yeah, I don't know. Well, so with a hurricane, you can end up with both. I think it was 2004 that had not only the hurricane come in, but the tornadoes come all the way inland. I have a friend that has a place over in Cedar Key, Florida, and he's been hit 3 times. Freckle Cat and I went out to his place, I don't know what it was, maybe 3 years ago? Maybe 4 years ago, I think. And we were the last ones to basically ever be on his sea dock, his Gulf of Mexico dock. The long dock, you could go off fishing off of it. It was gorgeous. I'll have to put up the panorama picture one day on this channel. But he's been hit 3 times, get done fixing all the wiring, plumbing everything, and then he got hit again, and then he got hit again. But this last time, his condo, there's 4 condos on the bay right there, and all the new structures that were around him. His place is from probably the 70s. All the structures except for his basically got flattened. So all the new structures, all the new construction was all gone again. Well, it went down today. So if you can find stuff, just be careful, because the stuff on eBay, I'm hearing, the fakes have gone skyrocketing. So better off going to a coin shop at this point, if they have anything left. I don't know what it is right now. I saw it go down to like 73. Which is actually healthy. I know it sounds crazy. So if you look at the chart, silver chart, it had that giant drop that went from like 120 down to 85, or actually down to 70 something. This is the 3rd time it's gone down to the lower 70s. It's actually pretty healthy. It's what they will call an inverted head and shoulders, I'm hoping. It may drop down to like 60, but if I'm going on my gut and looking at the shape of the chart, it looks like an inverted head and shoulders, which I call an upside down Batman, because of the ears and the hump in his head. And then it should shoot back up again. I'm hoping back to about 90. It can. But Stephen, everybody's doing the same thing you want, so I wish it was back down to like the $8 that me and my friend were buying back in 2004. This is actually really pretty material. It's a true, like, turquoise color. Really pretty. Welcome in, raccoon. Yeah, Steven's been around for a while. I can't thank him enough for the push he's done on in the chat as far as like subscribers and pushing people to put the thumbs up and all that stuff. And yeah, very super kind. Yeah. And they've been repatriating for a while, John. I mean, I remember when Germany and Holland started repatriating from New York maybe 10 years ago. So nobody trusts them anymore. Nobody trusts the LMDA over in London, and nobody trusts the Comex, and they don't trust the vaults anymore. But ultimately, it comes down to that. I forget what the saying is, but whoever possesses it owns it. So, or what is it? 8/10 of the law or 9/10 of the law is whoever has possession, something like that. So yeah, people have started repatriating all this stuff, and then some countries are starting to claim their mines and kick all the. So it's kind of the same thing that happened with Venezuela and the oil. So a lot of big companies came in, found all the oil, and then the new Venezuelan government kicked them all out and kept all the refineries and the rigs and everything. And it's kind of happening I believe in Mexico with the silver mines. And it's some pretty nasty goings on this last week with some of the Canadian companies, and some of them being, I think, unalive. You can really get deep into a rabbit hole. Yeah, so this is looking pretty good. Pretty nice polish. And then this one will go under the ZAM. But that is a Fox turquoise. Still a little wet. But I really love that color. Love that color. And I actually don't mind the little bit of matrix coming in from the edges. Alright. That'll polish up really well with the ZAM. And then we're going to take you back out. Alright, we are up to 6-7 on the likes. Let's do the number 8. Yeah, true. And it's, as much as they're saying the dollar isn't doing that great, I think it's at 97 for the currency block. It holds pretty well against the Aussie dollar and the Canadian dollar and the yen, and the euro is about equivalent, I think, and then sterling from the UK is still at like $1.38 to a pound. So my brother was a currency broker in London. That's a whole nother bunch of stories. Yeah, that box is really nice, John. This one's coming out really nice too. It's got a blend of colors going from one end to the other. Almost like it. You can kind of see where the copper was getting mineralized in there. Yeah, this is really nice for number 8. Same thing, just going around the edges, going over the work I've already done, and get it to the point where we can put a good polish on it with some Zam. And then really we just got one more after this. I should really do the ring stone too. Well, we'll do the ring stone too. So I got 2 more after this. The bottom bevel. Girdle height looks pretty good. A little bit right there. That's really nice. That blue's getting darker in there too. All I need is a little piece of copper to pop out. Actually, it'd be really nice if there was a piece of gold in there, but let's move on. So you do get copper in natural turquoise. Obviously you get pyrite, sometimes hematite, so those are your metals. But I have heard, and I don't have any of it, but you can get little silver nuggets, and very occasionally, like super occasionally, they're following you around. I did. Do you want to? You don't want me singing, Gemini. You don't. Maybe if I had the rest of the family here to help me out. But yeah, they're looking for you, Stephen. You thought you could hide out here, and we're doing a surprise birthday find on Stephen on the channel. Absolutely, John. I have heard that there are occasionally, like super rare, you can get little gold nuggets or gold inclusions. I've never seen it. I just heard about it. Oh, I don't, Stephen. Stephen, I'm down to 38 people. I mean, we could lose maybe half of them real quick. Let's move you over. If you want, I will, I will sing it for you. So, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Stephen. Happy birthday to you. And many more. There was a little squeak in the middle, but not bad. Not bad. I don't know. I do it at work. I do it. We're only here once. Oh, there's freckle cat coming through. Oh, hold up. Got another one for you, Stephen. Are you ready?
Cumpleaños feliz, cumpleaños feliz, en tu día dichoso, cumpleaños feliz.
All right, so you get it in Spanish too, Stephen. Happy birthday to you, buddy. All right. That is Miss Freckle Cat, lady of many, many talents. Steve said thank you. She's happy to do that too. She appreciates your humor. And now when I put this up, people think it'll be a birthday every day, Steve. Well, you don't know. I might have two voices, John. I've been diagnosed with a few things over my life. That's not one of them. And we're happy to celebrate anybody who's ever been in here in the chat, ever left a comment, subscribed. Shoot, even if you just watched, I appreciate all of you. And yeah, it's looking nice. Looking good. That's the giant slug. So I got alien slug on the back, or the lady's dress. And then that is the front. And that kind of looks like a lady right here. You see that? Big hair. Plenty of bosom. Thank you, Gemini. Yeah, it's getting later because I'm starting to see funny shapes in the stones. So, but I still got two to go after this, and I really should get them done. So, if I get them done now, I can have an easier Sunday. Alright, let's do a quick dry test on this one. Alright. This is the dry test. And it's looking pretty good. Even the matrix has a little polish to it. And two different lights. That's the light from the phone, and that's the light from the Genie. Very nice. Oh, let me get my picture just in case. Just in case I lose it. Here we go. 1, 2, 6 tight, 3. Let's we'll do this one last. Let me find the ring. Okay. What do we do with it? There it is. So I should finish this one off because I've had it for over a week. And pull this one back out. So this is the crazy lace one. And we got the laughing face in it. I was able to keep it. And now still looks a little bit big for the setting, but it's okay because he's going to take in some of that metal on these wires right here, the prongs, and he should be able to wrap over the top, and then he's going to have to cut these off completely anyway. So most of the top of this wire is going to be gone, and he should probably bring it down to this height. This can bend out a little bit further if needed, and if he needs me to just cut it down some more, I will. But I need to get it polished up, so let's see what we got here as far as polish. So this is where we're at. A little bit dull, right? So let's get a quick pick of that. And then let's go through these 3 wheels and see what we end up with. Still got to be careful of the quartz. The quartz is a little bit softer than the rest of the stone. So when I go over that, I got to go really light because I don't want it to undercut. Thanks, Steve. Please tell me you didn't clip it. I might have to cut that out. You're going to end up remixing it, and I'll be all, well, if it goes viral, that's good. That's okay, no problem. I hope you got both. I really appreciate you though, Stephen, I do. Not everybody knows what you do for other channels, what you've done for my channel, and some of the laughs you give us on your own channel. I know there's quite a few people that not only appreciate you, but respect you as well, so thank you. Do the back here. I appreciate that too. If I've taught you anything, that's fabulous. Even if it's even if I've taught you what not to do, that counts too. That's really what it's about. Like doing that Stichtite today, I know there's quite a few people that bought that same material, and if anybody can learn from like the crushed Stichtite that we got from the very beginning, then I'm glad I could help. Like that was the first piece, but yeah, it had some fractures in it and probably should have been backed, and if not backed, maybe re-stabilized, not re-stabilized, stabilized it all. And let's get this face so I can be a little more abrupt on this face, except for that top little corner right there. This is a much harder material, and I need it to polish up so it's glossy. I need a glossy finish. Oh. Sort of rounding, it's not taking off much, but I'm sort of rounding off the edge of the face to the girdle, and that's just going to help when he goes into roll those prongs over the top and put it into that setting. It'll give him a little bit more to work with as far as getting it set solid into the ring. Not much of a dome, but I wanted to keep the face that we saw in there too. So it's already It's already coming up nicer. You're starting to see the colors come out a little bit better, and you're starting to see the fortifications come out a little bit better. Hi Patricia, how are you? Hey Patricia, did you know it was Stephen's birthday? It's Stephen's birthday today. Yeah, it's starting to come out nice. So if you don't know Patricia, she's one of my big supporters, or what I consider one of my big supporters, and I love her for that. There's quite a few. You know, I really had no idea that I was going to get to, I think I'm at like 1,500 subscribers over, and then it was a pretty good week, and I got a few extras here from the shorts that I put up, and I don't know, I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing and see where it goes. Got my first check coming in from YouTube. It's going to be a whole $100. I have to pay YouTube fees, and I got to pay taxes on it too. But yeah, not something I thought I was going to do. It's getting monetized in itself is a challenge. To get all the views, to get the 3,000 or the 4,000 hours, and it takes quite a bit. And I don't know, I just sort of dedicated myself to putting up content and keeping it consistent and keeping myself consistent, where I wasn't trying to be somebody that I wasn't. I'm just being me, and this is what I do, and hopefully people can learn from it and I can learn from them. So, all right, enough jibber jabber from me. I'm down to one hand, so I'm starting to tire out. I've moved a lot of stuff this week. But I've found new homes for all the items that we did this week too. I'm talking hundreds of items. And not necessarily a benefit to me, but it is a benefit to my community. So, yeah. That's a whole nother long story. That's my other life. Yeah, Stephen, all the things they tell you, like air protection. Here I am cutting stones, got to make sure I have a mask on, glasses on for safety, gloves. As you can see, I got natural gloves on today. And I mean, the biggest one to listen to is back braces and lifting and all that kind of stuff. You don't think about it when you got it. Alright, get the back. I'm hoping I'm going to be able to do some cerium on this without it getting caught. I'm a little, we'll see. I'm a little afraid it'll get caught up in the fortifications. So let's do a quick dry test on this one. See where we're at. Okay, the only lines that I see in there are the fortifications themselves, and wish I had the before what we started with, but obviously you can see, you couldn't even see the light before, so. Let's keep going. So that's the 1200, and then we're going to move on to the 3000. I'm actually surprised how the colors are coming out. I thought the colors were done, but it's coming out really nice. Alright, let's move on to the 12. Let me just got one more stone. Then I can go inside and eat. It's not that I get necessarily tired when I'm doing this, I just start to get lazy as the night goes on. I've been up since what? Well, shoot, the Toby, I think, was 3:30 in the middle of the night last night. He does not like to go out at nighttime. And then up again at 6, then to work, and back off of work, and then onto the wheels. I'm not complaining. I love it. Well, I'm hoping the no eating's helping with my my gut. But it's no. We did have a long walk last weekend, not by choice, although it wasn't too bad. We walked like, I don't know, 3.5 miles, something like that. But unfortunately, we went to the basketball game last weekend and came out, and the tire on my father-in-law's car was completely flat. Which isn't easy to do when you've got 12,000 people trying to get out of a parking lot and you're sitting there with a flat, which you haven't changed the tire in a while. Pushing pretty hard on this face. Get a good finer polish. Probably going to leave it at the 3000 on this one. To the edge. And I'll show you the setting that it's going to go in, and I'm going to be done with this. If he needs me to take more off, I can, but I have a feeling he's going to be able to take some of the silver off of the prongs and fit it in real nice. And then I will be done with this one. Alright, let's have a look. So, not quite there. I got a little bit to do. Hold up. Let me see. Do a little bit more. I could put some cerium on it. I'm not going to do it. I know not to do it. But normally with an agate, I wouldn't mind putting cerium on it when it's got like 4 or 5 different fortifications or water lines in it. But Crazy Lace is a little bit different. Obviously it's crazy because of all the different lines in it. But each one of those lines has a different hardness to it. And cerium likes to get caught up in it. So that's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that actually. Let's get a dry, get the setting. Oh yeah, yeah, that's good. So that looks pretty good. Look at that, people. Look at that. That fits right in there. So yeah, once we it's so close to just popping in. But once he takes off digs into that wire a little bit on the inside, that's going to tuck right in there, and it'll tuck right up in the top there too. See how it fits in if I just do it sideways, and then if I do it again, sorry for jiggling around. So yeah, bam. Wonder if it fits. Nope. No. I guess my fingers are fatter than they look. I do have some of the goldstone. So John, I can find some goldstone for you. He had more down there. When I go take this ring back, I'll look at it. But it wasn't perfect goldstone. Let me take a quick pic here. In that the freckle, the flecks of copper were not consistent across the whole stone, and the glass itself had little wispy, sort of wavy parts to the stone. So I'm sure he got it at a pretty good bargain. I absolutely can find some for you if you want. And how far up we are? How far up were we, John? Move. There we go. Squints. I'm going up there. So far, so good. So I'm trying to get to the top. I got your Crypt Keeper. Alright, that would look excellent with some goldstone. Yes, it would, John. And I could do that. Was that for the so putting the goldstone on the turquoise, or putting the goldstone on the ringstone? Or the number 8? Or the Stichtite? That's pretty, I'm actually really happy with this. Look how that, you can almost see like where the nasal part would be up here, what I'm calling the two eyes, and then the nose in between. It's actually like quartz has some depth to it. It's really nice. Yeah, I'm very happy with that. I don't want to show it too much more because I'll end up showing some scratch somewhere. But that's really good. Very happy with that one. All right, last one, and then we'll go over to the Zam. I need some water. Oh, got a big jug here. There we go. Yeah, I'm very, very happy. I mean, it's taken me, what, a week and a half, 2 weeks. So the other piece that was left over from the slab, I actually chopped it up today, and then I could cut that one and give him a choice of the two of them. If I give him a choice, I may end up with the one that looks like an alien. So I might do this one tomorrow if I have a few minutes. Yep. Let's get this one done. This is the Chilean, and decent hardness. It has been stabilized. This is more of a pongy, what I would call a pongy stabilization. you can smell the chemicals. You don't smell the stone. Like if you smell the stone once it's dry, you don't smell it. But when you're sort of breaking down the minerals as you're taking it in, you can smell the different types of. That's pretty nice on the back too. So. Very happy with this one too. I love the color of this Chilean's coming out. Sort of the bird egg blue, robin's egg blue. And that's not me just saying it. That was Freckle Cat's immediate color choice when she saw it. Especially the first one that I did. Gotta be careful about making sure I bring out all the facets. I'm gonna draw or pull it as I roll it from left to right. I'm not pressing very hard. I want to leave some of that matrix in the top. I don't always like the matrix in there. I just like the way that it branches off on this particular piece. I guess it's kind of spiderwebby, but more like a James Webb Telescope spiderweb, spatial spiderweb. All right. Okay, not going down too far on that front edge. So as you have less stone and you're drawing on it or rolling it, it will come down quicker on that front edge. Now that white speckle's starting to come out. Make sure my girdle is the right angle. So that's pretty much, so this is on the 600 is probably the last time I can get any of the angle on the girdle. Once you go to the 1200 and the 3000, it's really not taking off too much of the material. Yeah, this stuff's really nice. It's like Larimar turquoise. But I'd rather have I have some real nice I gotta bring the Larimar out again. I have some really nice high quality, probably AAA Larimar. I just don't want to cut it. Like the slabs I have are so nice, I really don't want to mess with it. It would be better off to put them in some sort of piece of artwork. Alright, looking good. Thank you all for sticking around. Not done yet. We're going to hit the ZAM after this. So that's pretty quick over there. And that just gives it that final touch and the final polish. So. Hear my pump working really hard in the background there. You gotta be careful. So that's flat. Don't know what that was, but okay. Just checking around. So the girdle's straight. The bottom is off a little bit on this edge. So rather than trying to bring down that side from the top of the girdle and the dome edge, you need to take it down from the bottom. So I can press a little bit harder. It's not taking off much on the 1200. Still off. Just the fine little details sometimes that count. And sometimes I miss them, so especially when I'm on live. Well, I haven't been cutting without being live. I mean, it's like, why not share it? But I get a little quick on myself sometimes when I'm on live. And miss some of the tiny little details that might not mean much to most people, but I like to finish off my work properly. And I don't know if I've been doing it lately. So I like to rush to the end, you know, and get to that sand station, but I gotta take my time. Alright, last one. Yeah, looking good. Hey Ryan, how you doing today? Hope you're doing well, Ryan. I assume you've been busy. We are pretty much at the end of the genie tonight. And then we're going to hit the ZAM station. We'll be done after that. So the good part's still to come. Probably only about 10-15 minutes to go, and then the final product will be done. Alright. And looking nice. Hit every little surface. And so I am glad I chose this as the top and that is the back. I do like the back. Looks really nice too, so you could go into like an open setting on a pendant. Get that nice and safe. Girdle one more time. Wow, okay. Very happy. We are done with the genie. Let's move on to the ZAM station, and then we'll call it a night. So let's do a quick dry just to make sure I didn't miss any facets. I hate moving around. I've done enough moving in my life. I am not a happy camper when I'm moving. They're really nice. So even these have tiny little bugs in them, but they look good. Alright, let's turn that off. That. And let's head over to the ZAM. Hold on. Let's undo you here. Hopefully. Like that. head over to the Zam without killing myself. Doop-a-doop-a-doop. We are good. Oopsie. What is that from? I'm not sure where that came from. Oops. Let's bring it up. That's pretty good. I don't know what this bag is. And we are at the Zam station. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So thank you all for sticking around. So this was the Stichtite. Came out super nice. We're going to leave that just the way it is. There's your twins in that. That's nice. Very happy with that one. Then we're going to do the little one first, which is the fox. And really nice color on that. A little bit of a change in color. I don't know if you call it polychrome, but yeah, Patricia, this is really nice. This is Stichtite. But you don't always get Stichtite with that chatoyance in it, which is why I sort of went after the two pieces that I got. So very happy with that. It's Stichtite. All right, let's do a quick before on that. I think Toby can hear me outside. And this is the fox that we're going to do here. All right, let's see if we don't blow the fuse again. Uh-oh. Yeah, last week, I think it was Sunday, I blew the fuse to the house. But I think we had the dryer going, the genie going, and the freezer, and this going all at the same time. That's plenty of Zam. Zam is a chromium aluminum wax compound. What we're going to do the back first. That's actually has a pretty good polish on it already. This is natural, but it's like a hard natural. It's really nice. That's just the practice on the back, and came out pretty good. Let's do this. Hold up. No. Well, that's one way to do it, but that's not what I was trying to do. It doesn't let you take your light exposure out. So that's what it is. Anyway, it's polishing up well. So let's go around all the edges. Boop. Quite lightly, so I got you. Thank you, John. Yeah, this motor on here is it's an old one, but it's got a reverse on it, so it can go both ways. I probably shouldn't have that switch on it. Let's do the face. And sometimes I push it the wrong way and it gets stuck. Saw is good. Alright, here we go. Let's have a, oh my goodness. That is so nice. Go down a little bit. Really nice. Very, very happy with it. So I have more of this material. Slightly different colors. But that's really pretty. So, that is the fox. And Do I try it? Or should I just leave it? I should just leave it. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it. I'm tempted to try and put the ZAM on it, but I'm like, not gonna do it. Thank you, Akira. Welcome in. So, question on that, John. So look, let me see. I probably don't have it set up properly, but let's see if we can see this. So I have. Let's see if we can see this. Boop. I have this set up on it. So that doesn't do anything. Probably shouldn't be on here. And so then it's got this and this. If I go to that variable, hopefully it doesn't break. Oh, okay. Now it works. Now the variable would be this then, right? Look at that. So that slows it down on the variable. And that's the high speed. And then that would just be full. Alright, well, it's working better than it's ever worked before. Let's go back to that. Alright. Number 8. I'm gonna have to do a whole live, and John, and take you around to all the motors and pulleys and stuff I have. And yeah, because I got. I don't know if you can see that one back in there. Look at that one. That's on somebody's old polisher that they had that have a self-built cerium station that they had. So we're gonna do number 8. Hey Candy, how you doing today? Glad you can make it in. Minty, welcome in. Alright, all the latecomers coming in for the good stuff at the end here. You can come join me anytime you like. Stay as long as you like. It's all good. Minty's been doing some gnarly tree shorts out there in Arizona. Those are fun to watch. Mesquite trees. That's just the test polish on the number 8. That is the, well, I'll show you in a minute. But that's working, so let's do the edges. This is probably my favorite number 8 piece out of that bag so far. I do like the eggshell stuff as well, but it's very soft. I will be hitting my dinner as soon as we finish the live, Minty, which isn't far away. Let's do the front. Wow, Minty, thank you so much. That's so kind. If you don't know Minty's channel, she does morning talks, morning walks, and just a very kind, down-to-earth lady. She doesn't laugh very loud, though. She laughs a lot. Hey, Katie, how you doing? Casey. Minty, thank you so much. That's so kind. Alright, here we go. Boop. Really nice piece of number 8. Love how the blue changes throughout the stone. And we've got little pockets here and here, all the way down to the bottom. So it's just extra wax right there. But this one, or at least for me, that is either the lady's dress or the alien snail. And this is just a beautiful front face. So yeah, it's getting later. I start seeing things and stuff, and I don't need anything to help me along. So yep, like the alien snail. We've got the glowing eyes to it. Got a little, antenna. It could be a slug. I can't see if he has a shell or not. So, slug or a snail. Hey, Gemini. Hey, everybody. I don't know if you know this, but it is Steven's birthday today. And so congratulations to him. And then let's do this one. This is a piece of Chilean. Still got to do that back up a little bit. It's not quite where I want it. But we're going to polish that first. Beautiful, beautiful blue though. Yeah, somebody sang for him earlier. I think the neighbors called the police, but edges. Yeah, I gotta flat lap this back. It's not quite where I want it. And one final one. Thank you for the hearts there. And here we go. Final. Super nice. Very, very nice. Look at the color on that. Love that. Even the back's nice. Just needs flattened out. You can see right there that little. That's just me being. It is a lovely blue. Being a little hard on myself. I want to thank everybody coming in today. Thank you all for your help with these suggestions, with your time, with your comments, with your support. It's all loved. And those are the 5 we did today. So, let's have a look. We got the ringstone, which has the alien, big-eyed alien. That's a crazy lace. We have the Stichtite that came out beautiful. Fantastic chatoyance on that. Might be another polish on that one to go. Number 8. Pretty piece. First piece of Fox. Just a gorgeous natural stone. That's fully natural, no stabilization. So there you go. That's the 5 for the day. Thank you all for being in. We will see you in the next one. Please have a good Valentine's. If you need to have a Valentine, come join me on Sunday. I'll be here. And yeah, love all you guys. Really appreciate all your support. Happy birthday to you, Stephen. And I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful year. So thank you all so much. Menti, thank you for the kind, kind gift. And that's it. We will see you Sunday. Love you guys. Cheers now. Bye, Patricia. Gemini. John, thank you. Ryan, thanks for popping in. Akira, thanks for being there. Really appreciate you. All right, I better get going. Love you guys. Thank you. Cheers.